Good afternoon. A brief introduction about yourself, please.
Okay, good afternoon, sir. My name is Hamzat Uthman, sir. I live in Lagos State, Nigeria, sir. I am from Ogun State, Abeokuta, sir. I am 26 years of age, sir.
Okay. So, Hamzat, what do you do for a living?
I'm into the sales of iPhones and laptops, sir.
Okay. How long have you been in the business?
5 years plus now, sir.
And where is your base of operation?
A computer village, Keja.
Okay. So, Hamzat, what exactly is your story? Because what's your story about, please?
Yes, I'm reaching out to you regarding a case, an ongoing case with Nigeria, with the police force, tactical squad, Amu Odofin, to be precise, sir.
Okay.
Okay, on the in to explain the whole issue, sir. On 21st of January, I
Which year?
my customer of 2025, sir.
Okay.
My customer reached out to me. My customer, who is a custom officer, reached out
Hmm.
to me that he wants to purchase an iPhone 11 Pro Max.
Okay.
But on that fateful day, I was not available. And then I reached out to a colleague to attend to him on my behalf. But then again, it was late in the evening before the customer came to the office.
Hmm.
And then my colleague that attended to him did not have that particular phone in
O-
stock. So
Okay.
he took the customer to another person's office
Hmm.
to buy the 11 Pro Max from. So they both
Okay.
went there and they both picked the phone because the customer had to check and confirm if the phone is in a good condition before he made payment for the phone. And then after satisfying, checking and all, he then made payment for the phone. So he made payment to me for the phone, which I made payment to my colleague in order for them to release the phone to him.
Hmm.
So that's that, sir. So on the 14th of March 2025, I got a call from that my customer, who is a custom officer, to that he that his boss, who is also a custom officer, intends buying some phones for his daughter. Then I spoke to them over the phone, and then I was told that they needed iPhone 11 Pro, iPhone 12 Pro Max, 256 gig, and then iPhone 13 Pro Max, 256 gig. So I left from my place of work. I collected those phones from my colleagues, and then I went to their office at the customs office at Tony Ikeja,
Hmm.
Custom Training Center. Then on getting there, I was about bringing out those phones to show them that these are the phones that I intend selling to you. But on getting there, I got to find out that they didn't need those phones from me. And
Hmm.
then they begin asking questions regarding the phone I sold to that particular custom officer on the 21st of January, which
Hmm.
I told them, I informed them I was not available physically, and it was my colleague that attended to them on my behalf.
What's
And
the
then the
name of that
custom
your colleague?
his name is Isa.
Okay.
His name is
Right on,
Isa.
please.
So and then the custom officer, Mr. Kolawole, he verified my statements to them. And then afterwards, I was asked to see the custom officer, the boss. On getting there, he informed me that that particular phone that Issa sold on my behalf was being tracked
Hmm.
by the police, and it was a stolen phone. Then I told him that if it is a stolen phone, that my question to him was, how did he know? And he said that the police were already tracking the phone. I said, okay, fine, no problem. Call the police and then let me explain my side of the story to them. So they asked me to wait. I think I waited for about 3 hours plus. Then I think around sometimes around past three, those officers from Amo the Tactical Squad, they arrived. And then they accused me of stealing. And then they asked me to provide the other items that I stole, that I allegedly stole from the victim. And I made it clear that neither did I steal from anybody, and I've never stolen anything from anybody. And then I was handcuffed, and I was taken to Ikeja to go and pick up my colleague. But on
Isa.
getting to the office, yes, Isa, on getting to the office, Isa was not available at the office because he was inside the market trying to do some other business.
Mm.
But his phone was at the office. He was charging his phone at the office. And then we tried calling him. His phone was ringing at the office, but he was not present at the office. So they took his phone and then dropped a message that he should come to their office to come and explain himself. Then we left. Then when we got inside the car, they took the handcuff away from my hand. Then on getting to their station at Second Rainbow, I'm more Dolphin. My dad was already waiting for me there because I already asked the customer officer to reach out to my dad. I was being taken away. So on getting there, my dad asked for the what the problem was, and then he was told that it was regarding that was arrested regarding a robbery incident,
Mm.
and then he made it clear to them that I am not a child that's always involved in stealing or doing anything of sorts. And then they said to him that in order to solve the whole case, that he should provide Isa. And then his response was that Isa would appear since they already have his phone. He was going to try and reach out to somebody that knows Isa to reach so that Isa would appear. But it was already late on Friday. This was around past 6 in the evening. There was no way Isa could come that evening. So we were not expecting Isa to come. Then my daddy said, okay, fine. The issue is this. In as much as he did not take this thing directly, this should be a bailable offense. And they said for them to bill me, I have to pay a sum of 1.5 million naira for them to bill me. And my daddy insisted that he does not have that kind of money. So then they came to meet me, and then I tried explaining myself, and then told them that even the phones that those customers, I always go and sell to those customers. It doesn't belong to me. I don't have any money. That those phones does not belong to me. It belongs to my colleague. And then I collected those phones from my colleague with the promise that as soon as I was done selling that phone to those customs, I was going to make payment to my colleagues that I don't have money. That I'm just managing myself. And then they said that they were going to lock me up till on Monday.
Mm.
And then when I was at the station, in the detention room, the kind of suspects that were there, they were adding criminals. The face, their facial look, it
Mm.
made me scared. And
Mm.
then and then I was being told that when they take me to the cell, that they were going to beat me up in the cell. And then I was scared. I had to beg my dad that I should please and find every means for him to take me away from that place. And then when I was about taken to the cell, I had to beg the police officer. They call him Odogu. That's what they call him. And then he said, according to what he said
That
that
policeman, that Odogu, he led the team, right?
no, no, he's part of the team. There are
Okay.
three numbers. So then he said that I've not spoken to them, that I'm not serious yet. And I said, okay, fine, what do you want me to do, sir? And then he said that I should pay 600,000 naira. And I told him I don't have, that I only have about 145,000 naira in my account. That is
Mm.
what I have, that I don't have that kind of money in my account. Then he said that I should stay there till on Monday. So I have to reach out to my dad. And my dad had to call some people, family, friends, in order for them to raise that amount of money, that 500,000. So for 600,000, but we could not raise that 600,000. Then we now begged to 500,000. Then they collected 500,000. They now requested for those funds that they seized from me. Then they said that they were going to hold on to those funds till I was able to provide ISA. Then I wrote an article that I was going to provide ISA on Monday. This is on the 17th of March 2025. So
Okay,
by
before you
month,
move further, well, what's the value of the phones that they collected from you?
the value for the phones that they collected from me is 2,222,000, sir. 2,000.
Now, how
Yes, sir.
many policemen were involved, and do you know their names?
Uh, there were three numbers, sir. And then the team leader, his name is Officer Samson. Then the other person, they call him Alaji, but his name is Officer Ahmed. Then the third person, I don't know his name directly, but they call him Odogu.
Okay, so now, did you provide Isa to the police?
Yes, I did.
What was the next thing after he went there to give his own account of what transpired?
Okay, immediately he gave account of what transpired. Then they called his elder brother.
Hmm.
Then they told his elder brother to pay his bail
Of how much?
of 700,000 naira
After collecting 500,000 naira from you.
from me. Yes,
The payment you made, how did you make the payment? Did you do it through transfer or you gave them cash?
they brought in a POS merchant, a point of sale merchant.
Hmm.
Then I made the payment to the point of sale merchant. Then he gave them the cash.
Okay. So now they asked Isa to pay 700,000 for bail.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So did he pay?
Yes, he did, but he did not pay 700,000 naira, sir.
How much did he pay?
Paid 200,000 naira, sir.
200,000 naira.
Yes,
And
sir.
okay, so what was the next thing concerning the whole investigation? And during this whole payment, you understand, for bail
Yes, sir.
and for the stolen phone, did the policemen actually inform you that anybody lodged an official complaint regarding a missing phone?
What they told us was there was a complaint,
Hmm.
but throughout our stay there, we never saw a complaint, and we didn't see any petition from any complainant, sir.
So after paying the bail, what was the next thing? Did they release your phone or they were still holding it as exhibit?
So before we make that payment for the bill, then I myself insisted that they have to go and bring in that person inside bought the phone from. Since we also bought that phone as well and we didn't steal it, then they asked me to provide them a means of transportation to take them from Second Rainbow and more of from that station to Commuter Village Keja. And I told them I don't have a car, but they said that you can get an Uber. So I booked an Uber from Second Rainbow Amodofin to Ikeja, Commuter Village. And then the three the three police officers, including Issa, making four, they left for Ikeja around past 1 in the afternoon. So around 4 p.m. in the afternoon, we were expecting them already because we felt like they were just supposed to go and pick up that person. And our agreement was, if since there's no receipt, the person might want to deny. But the agreement was, even if the person denies or the person admits that he sold that particular phone, that the person was that we're going to bring that person in for questioning. That we should not worry, that we're going to bring in that person for questioning. So around past 4 in the afternoon, I got a call from Isa telling me that they have changed the whole scenario of the case. That on getting there with those police officers, they told him that at the beginning they knew it was that person that sold that phone, that they wouldn't have bothered coming to Ikeja at all to pick up that person. They would have just called him over the phone to pick up to explain how the issue went.
Hmm.
Then, according to Isa, he then said those police took him and the person that they wanted to go and pick up. They both went to a lounge, a beer parlor, to go and take beer and then take meat and fish.
Where in
So
Ikeja?
yes, at Ikeja, and if Ikeja.
Hmm.
So later in the evening, around to few minutes to 7, Isa called again. But this time around, it was Officer Ahmed that spoke to me over the phone and told me that I should go and get the cash ready for them, so that as soon as they come in, we'll just pay them the cash of 500,000 for bail, and then they'll release Issa for us. So they got in around past 7, I think about 21 minutes past 7. So getting in, then we told them that, okay, fine, where is the person you guys went to go and pick up? Then they said that they know that person, and that person does not sell stolen items. That it was even that person Issa paid to, that Issa was telling lie. So we went to their
So
office.
who did Hisa pay to?
So according to them, they said that Issa paid to somebody else. But according to Issa, he paid to the person that owns that shop. He paid to his boy. He paid to one of his sales boy. So it was the sales boy that collected the money on the man's behalf, because the man was not present there physically. It was the sales boy.
So
So
what I want to get is the phone was
yes, sir.
purchased from the man's store,
Office store,
his
yes.
office, right?
Yeah,
But
yes, sir.
the payment for that phone was
Yes, sir.
paid into an account owned by his sales boy and not that
Sales
man.
boy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So when we got to their office, because they took us to an office inside the police station there. Then they said, okay, now since the case is like this, that we will need to pay for the missing items the complainant complained about, that it was stolen from him, which was HP laptop, iPhone 12 Pro Max, iPhone 11 Pro Max, and a cash of 270,000.
Hmm.
Then we said that they didn't meet all these things from us. That the only 11 Pro Max they could track down to us was because we bought the phone from this particular store. Then they said, okay, that they don't that we should not talk like that, and all that. Since we don't have the money, then the two phones they seized from me, which was 12 Pro Max and then 13 Pro Max, that we are going to use those two phones to replace those phones that was stolen. Then my daddy now asked that, okay, if you are going to use those two phones to replace those items, what about the laptop? Would you use phone to replace the laptop? Then they said no, that they were going to talk to the complainant on our behalf to forfeit the laptop.
Hmm.
Then we said, okay, fine. So can we see the complainant? They said the complainant is not available at that time. Then we said, okay, no problem. How do we get Issa away from here to this night? Because it was around past 9 p.m. at night. Then they said we should pay that 500,000 naira.
Hmm.
Then we said we don't have that 500,000. Then we started negotiating till we said, okay, we can afford 200,000 naira to pay for Issa's bill.
Okay.
So Issa's brother, because Issa's brother followed us on that Monday, just to follow us and then know what exactly is going on with his junior brother.
Hmm.
So he's the same POS merchant that I sent money to for my bill. They called him in, and the Issa's brother paid 200,000 naira, sent him 200,000 naira, and then he collected 4,000 naira charges as POS charges. That was 200. He sent him 204,000. So, and then we sent him the money. Then he gave them cash on our
Okay.
behalf. Then, so when we are done with that, they now asked me to write it, because in my bag, I was going to sell those phones to those customs. I have my receipts in my bag,
Mm-hmm.
and they already checked my bag and saw receipt in it. Then they
Mm-hmm.
now said that write a receipt, a purchase receipt to them, so that if I write that receipt, assuming they have paid for those phones already.
Hmm.
So under duress, I didn't have a choice, because I had to live there, and then Issa too has to live there.
Hmm.
So then I wrote a receipt for them. Then they collected the receipt. Then they now said that they were going to call us back later on, but we should go first. Then they were going to get back to us. Then we left.
Okay, so now why didn't you ask them to go after that particular person, that sales boy that Issa
Sales boy.
made the transfer to? Why didn't you tell them?
So we said that to them, and they asked us to make another payment of 200,000 naira for them to track the boy. His name is Daniel, but we did not have any money, so there was no way we could pay for them.
But is there any need for tracking when you already know the office where Daniel works? Is it that
According to them,
okay?
sir,
I'm with
according to
you.
them, according to them, they said that they have to track Daniel because according to Isa, when they got to that man's store, they already gave the man sign to deny the phone.
Hmm.
They already gave him sign to deny the phone. So the next day, let me buttress, sir. The next day, the man, in as much as we all do business together,
Mhm.
he was already trying to locate our shop. He was trying to locate our office as well. So he had to ask one or two people, and then they directed him to our big uncle's office.
Hmm.
So on getting there, he then now explained to our uncle that phone that it was sold from his. He admitted to us that that phone was sold from his office.
Okay.
Then my uncle now asked that, okay, if the phone was sold from your office, and you know about the phone, why did you deny? Then he said that it was those police officers that asked him to deny the phone.
How would you describe this particular incident based on what you've narrated? What are you
I will describe
sensing?
I will describe this as from the police officers, their conduct is unprofessional, illegal, and extortion.
Hmm.
That's how I would refer to what their actions are.
Okay, so as it stands now, what exactly do you want from the Lagos State Police Command, headed by the Commissioner of Police, CP Olondare Moshood?
Okay, what I want now, sir, is for those police officers to return those phones that was seized unlawfully from me,
Hmm.
because those phones does not belong to me. Because if they take those phones, I am going to be in serious debts because I collected those phones from my colleagues with the promise that I was going to return. I was going to make payments about after an hour, and now taking those phones from me will bring in debts. That's the first thing.
Okay.
Then two, those money that was taken from me as bail, I
Hmm.
want those money refunded. And then I want a public apology for the pain and embarrassment that was caused to me. That's what I want now.
Okay. So,
Okay, sir.
you said they collected the phones from you. The money
Okay,
in your
sir.
savings, they took everything based on
Yes,
the
sir.
fact that they were requesting for bail. So
Yes,
now,
sir.
how have you been coping? People that you collected funds from, have you been suffering any form of harassment from them?
Um, they have been calling me back to back
Hmm.
because there are two people. And then the funniest part is even those two people, they don't own the phone directly. They
Hmm.
also went down and pick up those phones from a store in order to
Hmm.
give me. Then when I sell, then I will pay them. Then they will take their profits, then pay to those stores. So as at now, those stores are not making life easy for them at all.
Hmm.
And then in as much as those people are not making life easy for them, they're going to inflict the same pain they are going through. They're going to inflict it on me as well. So that's what exactly what's going on. They're not taking it lightly with me at all.